Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. From Ranger Public School with class 9 chemistry lesson of week 7 day 2, I am Hafsa Javed here. We are studying chapter number 7 electrochemistry. Let's have a brief recap of previous lesson that was about electroplating. During the process of electroplating, we will deposit one metal on another metal like shown in this picture. We want to deposit silver metal on metallic iron spoon. Silver metal will act as anode and its ions will deposit on iron spoon. So it's all about electroplating. In this lesson we will study about electroplating on steel, and the objectives of today's lesson to make students able to write redox reaction for zinc, tin and chromium plating, and elaborate process of electroplating of metals on steel. Students, as the name of topic shows that electron plating on steel means we want to deposit other metals on steel. Steel will act as cathode in every case, and we will use different metals to for depositing on steel. In first case, we want to deposit zinc on steel. Its name is zinc plating. Anode will be zinc metal and cathode will be steel. As we are doing zinc plating, so our electrolyte should contain zinc metal. So our electrolyte is potassium zinc cyanide containing sodium cyanide. Electrolyte should have conducting charges, like in this case it should have zinc ions, freely movable zinc ions. So it will be ionized in two steps. Potassium ions will be separate out and zinc complex will be separate in first step, and further ionization of zinc cyanide will produce zinc ions and cyanide ions. Take place in this process. In first one, oxidation. During oxidation, zinc metal will be oxidized into zinc ions and 2 electrons will be produced. And during reduction at cathode, zinc ions will accept 2 electrons and will be converted into zinc metal. Students, if you observe in this slide, I have marked circle around cyanide ions, and it's about providing awareness about against pollution. Cyanide ions are extremely toxic, and therefore solution containing cyanide ions must not be dropped into rivers and streams. This is responsible for killing fishes and other animals. So we have to first filter out our material that we are dropping into our rivers. Our second electroplating is about tin plating, and in tin plating we will deposit tin on steel. Students, you have heard about tin plated cans, food cans. The reason is that why we use these plated cans. Why do not use iron cans? We can easily use steel cans or iron cans easily. The reason is that the food or beverages contain certain weak acid like acetic acid present in vinegar, and these weak acids may react with walls of that container and produce harmful chemicals that may be injurious for our health. So we will coat steel with tin. Tin actually is a non-corrosive and non-poisonous chemical, and it provides protection against corrosion, and our food did not react with that metal, and so it will be safe for us. Okay. During tin plating, anode will be taken as tin metal and steel may act as cathode, and our electrolyte will be stainless sulfate containing dilute sulfuric acid. Two reactions take place at this process. In first step, stainless sulfate will be ionized as tin ions and sulfate ions, and during redox reaction, oxidation take place at anode, and during oxidation, stainless ions will be produced, and these electrons will be deposited or will be used for reduction of these ions, and tin metal will be produced. Our third electroplating is about chromium plating, And as shown in this picture, we use chromium plating steel for the manufacturing of spare parts of the automobile parts. And steel act as cathode, and we will use chromium sulfate along dilute sulfuric acid as our electrolyte. These are the reactions that take place during chromium plating. Chromium sulfate will be ionized as chromium ions and sulfate ions, and during redox reaction oxidation take place at chromium site, and chromium ions will be produced along 3 electrons because the valency of chromium is +3, and during reduction at cathode these ions will be used for the reduction of chromium ions into chromium metal. Okay student, this is your assignment. Make handwritten notes of today's topic by giving headings and then submit it to your teacher. Do practice of redox reactions and process of electroplating of zinc, tin and chromium on steel. Okay students, it's all about our today's lesson. Stay blessed and stay safe. Allah Hafiz.